Okay, it's Thursday night, 8:30. It can only mean one thing. It's Joey. That tweet is back with the average golfer. It's a Thursday night golf show. So hope you all had a good week so far. Ready to play some golf this weekend. Bit of warmer weather. I know that I've managed to get out on the fairways a bit this week. What about yourself, Joe? Struggling?
Yeah, I'm struggling, yeah.
How did the birthday celebrations go?
It was good.
A lot of people missed you on Monday.
Yeah, I struggled yesterday when I went to the gym.
No?
Yeah, it was hard work.
Yeah.
It was good.
Good to see you back anyway. So we're going to start off as ever with our little look around world news and a recap of last weekend. The problem we have is that we film this on a Wednesday, which goes out on a Thursday night. So we're often a couple of days behind, obviously, what's happened with tournament finishes on a Sunday. So don't want to repeat news that you're well aware of over the last few days, but certainly a little look back and how we can link it into some other stories. So first of all, we had Sergio last week. We featured Sergio. He was letting somebody caddy for him, wasn't he?
Oh yeah, he was letting the English guy have Twitter caddy for him in the British Masters.
And it turned out he hit a bit of form at the weekend. It was nice to see him win the Dubai Desert Classic.
I think he was winning from the first round all
Start to finish, back to back. What do they call it?
I don't know.
Wire to wire.
Wire to wire, that's the one, yeah.
I was looking at that, back to back, and then it came out, wire to wire. Yeah, no, brilliant performance from Sergio. Commented that big fan of his in relation to him allowing a fan to caddy. I love that idea. Great to see him back to winning ways last week as well, which was fantastic. And also maybe bode well for, I'd like to see him back in the European team in terms of the Ryder Cup as well. Another player on some great run of form at the moment, and we'll mention him again, he'll feature a bit later on in this episode, is that the Phoenix title was won by
Hideki Matsuyama, I think.
I thought I was going to get you there.
Nah, I've been practicing that all morning.
Yeah, Matsuyama again. Now the good thing, the thing for me is if I was a player out there in the golfing world at the moment, the one thing I'd want is to be featured in the Thursday night golf show, because have you noticed the omen of good luck?
Yeah, he's won.
We featured Hideki Matsuyama last week and Sergio last week. They both go on to win the following weekend, so there's a little bit of a good luck token there for you. What we're going to do, we focused on some players that have took a fall from grace in last week's episode. We're going to continue that in a slightly different manner, but we're going to have a look at players that I'm going to name 5 players that have come up with, Joe, that are thinking you've thrown in your own Hideki there as well.
Yeah, for the next one, yeah.
In terms of who we think are worth keeping an eye on this year in terms of how well we think they might perform. So, you think Matsuyama, give us a bit of detail on him, why you've picked him.
He won on the weekend defending his Phoenix Open title. Yeah. He's won 5 out of his last starts. Yeah. So, I mean, he's on fire.
World number 5.
World number 5, and he actually won on the same hole that he beat.
Yeah, that was a strange story. Playoff hole, wasn't it? Same as last year.
Same as Fowler last year, yeah. So
you've gone for him. I'm going to throw in a couple of other players that are on form right now, and again have been sort of on the boil, I think, for the last 12, 18 months, and I'm really interested to see how they perform. Will this be a big year for them? So these are certainly players that are on the up in terms of world golf. And I'm focused around the sort of, a lot of these are from the European Tour, to be quite honest with you, a tour that I'm more familiar with in what I watch on a more frequent basis. So Tyrrell Hatton, Matt Fitzpatrick, Thomas Pieters, again a great star of the European Ryder Cup team last year, not quite took off this season yet, but yeah, Thomas Pieters. This Nacho Elvira, who again I've only seen in the last few weeks in terms of his recent performances over in Dubai, in my view. Again, from what I've seen him, a really exciting player. Like to see how he progresses this week. And another player that's been very steady for the last 12, 18 months, 2 years, is Brandon Stone, a South African player. So they're the players that I'd really going to keep an eye on and interested to see how they get on this year. So the first question from this week's show out there to our audience is, give us a name of who you think, or a few names in fact, of who you might think make a bit of a mark on the world stage this year. Be interested to see your thoughts on that one. But then we've got to follow with some bad players, well not bad players, bad run of form.
Yeah, going downhill slightly.
And again, we featured them last week, and it's not changed for them this week, apart from one of them.
No. We've got Danny Willett.
Yeah.
He's world number 15, so he's not doing too bad, but since the Masters he hasn't really done.
He's had a real dip in form, hasn't he, since the Masters, as we well know.
Graham McDowell, he's world number 87th. but he did do quite well.
He did very well. I mean, out there, I was looking at maybe we've got 5 players again here listed. Graham McDowell actually did really, really well. He finished 800. I think it was perhaps I was going to say top 10 finish. You've put here actually finished 13th. But he had a good run of form. Interested to see Graham because he has been on a slippery slope like we featured in the previous week. And the other guy that had a really good week was Ian Poulter.
Yeah, he did really well.
Again, been right there up in the world. He's now world number 201st. Finished 15th, and that was largely due to a bad final round. He was doing great guns. So they're 2 of the sort of players that have been on a real nosedive that have perhaps seen a little bit of form. But the other people, like I said, you mentioned Danny Willett and 2 others that we featured last week, and just to continue a sort of bit of a focus on see how they feature during the season, whether they can turn things around. Jamie Donaldson and Victor Dubuisson, again, like I say, featured last week, and they're really nosediving. Both missed the cut again. So they're not finding any form as yet. Now then, I'm going to go on to the old Tiger story.
Yeah, or are we going to ask who do you reckon is going to win the Masters as well?
We did have that question, Joe. Good job you're here. Yeah. I've a tendency to forget, but you didn't put it in my notes, to be fair.
No,
so
I actually forgot myself until then.
So the culmination of that question was exactly what Joey just said then. We're 6 weeks away from the Masters. Goes on for the good players you might look to keep an eye on. I know that you mentioned the Matsuyama would be maybe a bit of a bet for the Masters.
I'm going to back Matsuyama.
So what would your choice be at this stage of the season? Who do you think is on form and possibly, I'm going to stick down, I'll probably end up with the likes of Jason Day. You can't go wrong with round the likes of the Masters course at Augusta. So, but yeah, he's not hit any great form as yet himself. But who would you pick yourself at this stage with 6 weeks to go? Who do you think might be your fancy for the Masters of 2017? Well done, Joe. Now then, we will go on to Tiger.
Yeah.
It was, again, massive news 3 or 4 days ago, so apologies, we're a bit late on the back of this story, but I think it's interesting because once again it featured in last week's show, and we talked about Tiger being signed by TaylorMade, what influence it had in your choice of purchasing clubs. But a lot of people then went on to say that they still felt that Tiger would win a tournament. So whether that be, I don't necessarily, we're not talking about majors here, but whether or not he will feature highly and win a PGA tournament of sorts in the future. A lot of people said that they thought that he would, and I've got to say that the comments from Butch Harmon, previous coach, he slightly differs with that now, doesn't he?
Yeah, he says he'd like to say yes, but he just doesn't see it likely at the moment.
No. I mean, this thing, 41 years of age, 3 back surgeries, 4 knee surgeries, the amount of young kids that are out there on the tour that are absolutely smashing the ball around at the moment. My own personal opinion is that I think that as much as everybody wants and likes the idea of Tiger winning again, I think in reality, I don't think we'll ever see Tiger Woods win a golf tournament again. Gladly go back to this video in 6 months' time when he's probably going to win something, but I just cannot see it. I don't, physically, mentally seems to be the major issue. There's a lot of comments about his mindset. But once again, and more to the people actually that commented last week, has your opinion changed in the matter of a week, really? Do you still think that Tiger can win, or is really, have we seen the end of Tiger in terms of a competitive nature at least? Right. Enjoyed that bit. We're on to still sticking with the tour, and again, a bit of news that's floated around over the last few days because of what he did at the Dubai Classic. Henrik Stenson.
Yeah, he's finally changed his Diablo Octane to 3 wood.
Yeah.
It's launched in 2010.
Yeah.
He did swap it for a while to use the XR16.
Bit of a dabble, yeah.
Swap back, and now he's using the Epic.
He's gone to the Epic, which Callaway must be absolutely delighted that finally everybody knows that Stenson has been a fantastic player from the tee with a 3 wood. He's got a great reputation for that, and he's again, a lot of people will be aware that he's used this 3 wood for a number of years. So for him to make that change, again, the setup apparently of the 3 wood, the Epic that he's gone with, visually again there's been some slight amends in terms of the hosel and looks and sits similar to the Diablo, but yeah, effectively he's changed club, and it'll be interested. There'll be 2 ways for this one to go. if he carries that on the bag and keeps smashing it as he did the Octane, then it's great news for Callaway and their Epic range. Obviously not so good if at some point in the next few weeks he starts to fly it around all over the place, but massive change for Stenson. And the question is, we love the interaction, we love anyone that passes the comments on the video, so we're always trying to pose something for you to get involved with the channel. And we've got one on this because I really would like to know, have you got a golf club in your bag currently that has been in there for a number of years, and what would make you part with it if you would at all? A lot of people get very comfortable with a putter. You mentioned Tiger, didn't you?
Tiger Woods had his,
he went back to Scotty Cameron in the end, not in his recent sort of bag revamp. And a lot of people will stick to a certain type of club that they will not budge from. So is there anything you've got there in the bag that you've had for more than a few years? Because we do get a little bit twitchy and change quite frequently as average golfers. But yeah, have you got anything there yourselves? Anyway, I was at Clark's. Unfortunately, you were recovering.
Yeah, I was recovering from the weekend. So.
Yeah, no, not me, mate. I was there. Back at it Monday morning. It was a bit fresh as well, let me tell you. It was the first morning that was it was cold.
Oh, so glad I wasn't there.
Oh, seriously, honestly, it was pretty cold out there, but soon got warmed up. Lesson 2 with PGA professional Barry Taylor, and this week he was looking at, again, it was very much a transition from the top of my backswing and working on shallowing out the angle of attack. So here's a clip from Monday's lesson with Barry.
So we're going to use this little thing.
That's a new driver.
It's a junior driver, but the driver's irrelevant, it's the cup really.
Wow.
So what we're looking to do is we swing to the top normally. What we're trying to imagine is keeping the water in the cup.
Oh, right, okay.
Now what you would do, obviously would have done that.
Yeah.
Which would have closed the club face for you, not a bad thing.
Yeah, so it was very enjoyable, as linked down below as ever to watch that video in full, and I really enjoyed it. It was great to sort of make some, if only small, but it was great to make some sort of progression, because I've made a declaration, Joe, that I'm going to enter a competition. That will be, I'll certainly declare the results and how I performed during that competition. I'm going to video as much of it as I can. So obviously it's an amateur competition. It's run by a company called Links Golf Cup. Now, Links Golf Cup is something that we've been involved in at Teal for about 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, 2 or 3 years, I think.
Sponsor a few of the events. It's originally started up in East Lothian. 4-course events over 5 days, and that's now grown into a number of events across the country. But what I'm going to enter in is the Links Golf Salva.
Yeah, I get you.
This one is called. So this is a 2-day event. It's the 23rd and 24th of April. And it's played at the absolutely fantastic Archerfield Links, again back up in East Lothian.
Yeah. One of my favourite courses there.
You do like it there, don't you?
I do like it there.
It's an unbelievable setup there. I must admit, it is again one of my favourite places to be. East Lothian, full stop. For me, in terms of where I've golfed so far in the world, I still love that whole area there. It's just amazing. I love it, and I love these 2 courses. But like I said, I'll put my neck on the line and record some scores and see how we get on. So all of Barry's hard work will all be coming to whether we can see any fruition in. God only knows. It should be interesting. It's a lot of additional pressure that I don't really want, and when I get to sort of 8 holes in and I've got 6 Stableford points, I've no doubt the pressure will build and I'll go to pieces. But in the interests of a decent video, like I said, we'll be doing as much as we can. So it's almost like my quest for the Salva, isn't it?
Yeah, quest for the Salva. It's got a nice ring to it.
It has, hasn't it?
Yeah, I like that.
We'll do a regular feature on that one, Joe. Anyway, keep your eye out for that. And but more importantly, I'm more interested at this stage, here's a clip from some footage that we took, I think it was about 18 months ago, was it?
Yeah, it was a decent time ago, yeah.
So sun was shining. This is both from the Vidra and the Dirleton course, and have a look at this for a great golf course. Right, so a new backdrop for this week's Thursday night golf show, whether we stay in here or move back to our regular sort of green screen, we'll wait and see. But we wanted to show off some of our new wares.
To my right, you'll see.
Yeah, so there's plenty of caps, t-shirts, hoodies, that kind of thing. Obviously the tops that we're wearing today. So we've tried to incorporate, we got asked for quite a number of these products over the last sort of month, 6 weeks, and we're very surprisingly put together something very quickly with another company, and it's available online, so it's ready and available as we speak. Have a look at the website, link down below, but for your reference it's Taggers, T-A-G-E-R-S, don't forget the average golfers, taggers.co.uk. Now we're running a special promotion at the moment, and there's a special 10% discount if you quote. So if you go through to the checkout, you'll be asked for a coupon code. If you enter the code Thursday10, you will receive a 10% discount off any purchase that you make. So have a look at that, see what you like. What I can tell you is the quality of the stuff has been really, really good. It's very reasonably priced. It's great loungewear. Not everything is great for the golf course, but certainly great for some practice wear and a few hats. And the hats might make it on. The polos are nice, might make it onto the golf course, but have a look anyway. We'd appreciate all that support. Anything else, Joe, this week?
No, I think that wraps it all up.
That wraps it all up nicely, doesn't it?
Wraps it all up.
Okay, hope you enjoyed it, and we will see you next week. We've got some head-to-heads going on Monday. We're going to have a look at all these big sellers, the Epics and the TaylorMade family, and we're going to stick a few head-to-heads together and see who comes out on top. So we'll take a look at that next week. We'll see you soon. Bye.
Au revoir.